Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I am Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. The Niners spent most of Super Bowl Monday licking their wounds, as you might expect. Hall of Famer Steve Young was a guest on the Dan Patrick Show, and he offered the following advice to Brock Purdy.
Brock told you last week after the championship game, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the fastest. So he's going to do it in his own. Brock Purdy, and his superpower is processing. And he processed very well yesterday. He's going to continue to, he's going to be what he is and who he is all on display. And it's like you said, he's favored for the MVP, one of the favorites for the MVP next year. It's all that kind of stuff. And so I would tell Brock, though, in today's game, make sure that you can go get those 60, 80, 100 yards and just maybe adjust your game so you make sure that you can go get those.
Steve Young has been a big proponent of how today's quarterbacks must use their legs in addition to their arm in order to get things done. We saw it with Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. We saw it a little with Brock Purdy, but maybe Steve's right. Maybe that next step that he has to take during this offseason is studying the film, learning when he needs to take off, how he can gain yards with his legs, and really threaten the defense in multiple ways. And he should be able to do that now that his elbow hasn't exploded and he doesn't have to spend an entire offseason in rehab. So, that's something. Now, there was a lot of discussion and debate yesterday, as you would expect, about particular plays, but I wanted to give a shout out to Spencer Burford because he admitted on Twitter on the big 3rd and 4 play in overtime that it was his mistake that allowed Chris Jones to get a free rush on Brock Purdy and disrupt the play. I think that is a big move by Spencer Burford. He didn't have to do that. He could have been quiet all offseason, but he wasn't. He spoke up. Why? Because as he would later say in a tweet, he wanted people to lay off Colton McKivitz because McKivitz was obviously getting a lot of heat on social media. That is a stand-up guy. That is a teammate. And Spencer Burford knows what's coming his way. He knows he's going to get the criticism, and he did it anyway. It speaks to the kind of person Burford is, and it speaks to the culture in that 49ers locker room. That might not be, a big comfort to you, but I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought it was a stand-up move by Burford. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Tuesday. Once again, goldstandardniners.com. I had a lot of problems with how Kyle Shanahan handled that game, and I wrote about each and every one of them. And what's more concerning is the quotes Kyle had about his decisions after the game. If you want to find out why, just click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, 49ers media availability. Players will be back to clean out their lockers today, and they will be open to the media. I imagine there's going to be quite a few interesting nuggets coming out of that. One thing you may have missed, Mecole Hardman. And I say that because a lot was made of multiple 49ers admitting they didn't know the new playoff overtime rules, and Kyle Shanahan rightly drew some criticism for that. I'd like to point out, Mecole Hardman, who caught the game-winning catch, didn't know that he had won the game for the Chiefs until Patrick Mahomes told him so in the end zone. Now, that doesn't excuse Kyle Shanahan for his players not knowing, but let's not act like everyone on the Chiefs was also totally up to speed. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you click the little bell, you'll get notified every single time we go live, which is every single weekday with you. So we hope you give us a chance. We're not going anywhere in the offseason. We will be with you. Today will be Steph Sanchez and Jason Aponte. I imagine they'll have some things to say about the Super Bowl as well if you're up early. So please join us for that. Enjoy your Tuesday, everybody, or at least try. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.